Hello, everybody. Good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. You are waiting, but we are here. Um, Nobody go waiting. Don't wait. We are here. We are here. We are here. Yeah, we are here. All right. Everybody good? I trust everybody is okay. Um, Good night. Um, Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Trust everybody's good. All right, we're not 100. Let's just see if we can dive into somebody's good night. I like when you use the name Karen Cecilia. You know I love my name, right? I trust everybody's good. I'm good. I still have a little bit of sniffle. Not sweating it. Dr. Smith said take a while for these things to go away, no matter how much medication you learn. Please like the live and please to share the live. I want to share it with the PMP people in particular for me. I don't have no paper notes because I had no time to go do that today. Today was just one of those days when I decided I'm coming on, but I am perfect timing. Good night, everybody. Good night, good night. It is perfect timing indeed. We're going to get through some things tonight and see if we can get through them as quickly as I possibly can without much noise and excitement. But first, I want to wish Dr. Chang a very speedy recovery in his very procedure that he has done, and to tell him that we're praying for him, and I hope that the Lord will hold him in his hand and get him well and get him back soon. Dr. Chang is our general, and him is definitely the right hand that holds the security and the peace of this country together, along with the Prime Minister. So we want him to be well and fit, and I ask all of you to send a prayer out for Dr. Horace Chang and wish him well and pray that the good Lord will heal him and possible. But what a week it has been. Well, what a weekend it was leading into this week. Well, two major news in all of that. One, the Prime Minister sorted out the risers then. What a sorting out. I mean, the PM just lick them down, box them down, thump them down in a parliament, out of parliament, and then bam, Mr. Vaz, rub out Massa Mark, and I mean, everybody is getting back at these loudmouth riffraffs, irrelevant clowns hanging out in King Charles Parliament, pretending that they're relevant. And there we had the Prime Minister's righteous indignation about all the lies that them telling and all the things that them out there saying about things that really don't go so. And I want to go through a few things, but let me just say something about the difference between lies and misinformation. Now the thing is, you can take a perfectly good information which is correct or partly correct, and you can turn it into misinformation. I believe all in all that the world is doing it by and large. Those who do it more skillfully are those who are able to take the truth and expand it into an effective misinformation campaign against an opponent. And for me, that is okay. I mean, it's all right to take the truth and turn it into a weapon. You can. And that's where the misinformation comes in, because you can always take a few other things from outside that truth, which is not so much truth, but you use that one truth and turn it into misinformation. And misinformation is being characterized as something that is bad and something that could cause harm and spread bad information about things that people shouldn't spread bad information about. And true, it is widespread across the world. I mean, no place spreading misinformation like the United States. Certainly within the dark part of the web that controls the Republican Party. You know, that deep, dark web that spin out things. Right now, Mrs. Macron, Brigitte Macron, is in court in the United States with this right-wing black girl. I don't remember her name. I know her name. She's very, very, very. I mean, she's vicious and she's vile. Candice Candice something or another. Remember her last name. But there's this black girl who's married to a white guy, and she's very right wing and very out there. And she has been, and she's not the only one. A great part of the internet have been spreading this thing that Bridget Macron is a transgender, that she's a man and she's transgender. And so Mrs. Macron filed a lawsuit and taken her to court. My guess is the same thing that happened to the guy named Alex something or other. I'm missing last names tonight. Him that spread the misinformation about the bloodbath that took place, the shooting of some children, and him had to, I mean, it bankrupted him. The schools and the parents sue him, and it bankrupted you. Some of you might know his name. You can always put it in and remind my old brain who it was, Alex something or other. That Alex Jones, yes, Alex Jones, that's his name, and him was spreading this thing about the shooting, that, and he said that it never existed and it never did, and it was staged, and the parents, the student body, the town, everybody sued him, and he's now bankrupt. Candice Owens is her name. I just remember now. So Candice Owens is the, yes, thank you. I just remember it as you posted. Candice Owens have been, ramping up this argument that Bridget Macron is a transgender man and not really a woman. It is something that has been said about her for a very long time. Some people in the dark part of the webs have said the same thing about Michelle Obama from the first term of Barack Obama. And it's not so much misinformation, but it's most vitriolic hatred that they have taken certain things and turned it into that. And so they're going to court. And my guess is Candice Owens is going to lose unless we are shocked to find out that Bridget Macron is really a transgender woman or man, which one way or another, I don't care. Well, from what we know, Bridget Macron is that she was the president's teacher. She's like about, I don't know, 10, 15 years, 20 years older than him. I don't know what she's older than him by far. And he has been in love with her since he was a teenager in her class. And she was married at the time and have children, and I think. And then afterwards, when he became an adult, and they kind of fell in love, and it was a strange place, and strange things happen every day. With that, like the live and share it, please. Give it a big thumbs up and share it. And people will just talk things all the time. However, there is misinformation which could be translated because of certain evidence that can be used because in my mind it could be reasonable for Candice Owens and others to suggest that Brigitte Macron is probably transgender. Is her whole physical makeup and all of that makes them think that. So there is that evidence that could push them in that direction, and we can't deny that because it exists. So them go ahead and them spread that into something else and turn it into some big nasty campaign against this woman. But then, so there's that. There is the argument about Michelle Obama as well. That was a big thing in right-wing circles and in the dark part of the web when they were in power. And Michelle Obama has never taken that on. She never take it on and all the rest of it. But there is that. And as I said, there are some physical traits that could help people to actually say that maybe they are. Maybe Brigitte is that. Maybe Michelle is that. And people can draw their own conclusions and come to some kind of a conclusion about that. What is different, however, from that kind of misinformation campaign and the slander and the vitriol against people is what is different is the truth as differentiated from lies. Now, blatant and outright lies are something that it appears that the opposition, Rise United inside the PNP, has adopted. And it suggests to me, maybe from the campaign, that they have been using this kind of campaign tactics from the beginning, trying to be Trumpian, except that they don't understand how Trump became Trump and how Trumpism became Trumpism and make America MAGA great again. I mean, they don't understand that. I don't even think that they understand the history that shaped that. Because there's a certain history that shaped Trump. For example, Trump have been like a tariff man from about 25, him talk about tariff. Trump has been a racist, xenophobic, cruel, hateful man from about 14. So there's a history there. Trump did not create Trumpism by itself. Trumpism was created partially because of the election of Barack Obama. Now, some people might find this a little backward in terms of thinking, but I, for one, thought that it was a mistake for black people to elect Obama. I still don't like Obama, never did. My choice was Hillary Clinton. And yes, she's a white old woman, and that was my choice. But, as usual, black people made the choice that they made, and that is why. I have always thought that, yes, Obama is partially white, and probably before he ran for president, based on his own history, some of his own writings, when he was at Harvard, when he was at Columbia, even when he was teaching in Chicago, Obama always felt that, probably feeling that him more white than him black. And so people used to refer to him as an Uncle Tom. So my own feeling is that electing Obama would have been a mistake for black people, because there is, I thought to myself at the time, there's very little that he could get done for black people. And I was right. Believe me, I was right. George Bush got more done for black people than Obama. You might not want to believe that, but the evidence and the facts are there. George Bush was president when Nancy Pelosi became the first female Speaker of the House, and there wasn't a law, there wasn't a bill that was passed in that house and sent to Bush that he never signed. He never vetoed anything yet. He signed more money for Africa, signed more money for poor people, signed more money for poor communities. He did, George W. Bush, much more than Obama. But here's the trick. It's the same white people that made Bush do that. It's the same white people that prevented Obama from doing that. But Obama never had the backative to push that kind of agenda. So my thinking was that he might get a pushback, because them still don't want this black man to come run things and push things on their throat. And he still couldn't say, I'm going to do this for the black community, because people are going to shout and say, yeah, because I hear people here, I do this for them. So there's also that. I thought, and I know this is a little long-winded, I probably don't want to hear it, but I thought they shouldn't have elected Obama for the mere fact that I thought it would set back black people a bit. And it did. Thank God, only 4 years at the time that Trump did, and Joe Biden came along, a little white old man, and actually got some things done for black people. And they, in turn, black people as usual, became ungrateful and thought that they would not give their support 100% to a Kamala Harris, who was the vice president, to a Joe Biden, who made things happen for black people. But with all of that Joe Biden and Obama might have done, George W. Bush and Bill Clinton, separate and combined together, did more for black people than any other modern president. Apart from FDR and JFK and his brother and all of that, in terms of the rhetoric and the laws that were passed and stuff. But I never meant to go off that far. I just wanted to say that the stance of the Rise United and Mark Gold and them crew was that they was going to go ahead and them going to take this, that they're going to do it. They're going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. They're going to go at Andrew all this, no matter what the cost. And them that way easier, they're going to stop. That's a Trump strategy. They repeat one thing over and over and over and over again. What they fail to recognize is that even though the Trump strategy was repeating those things, that repetition became different each time and for different things in different contexts. And yeah, they repeat it, but it was always repetitive in a different context, different color, different shade from time to time. It wasn't the one argument. And the lies, the lies were not so much the leadership of the Republican Party, even though nobody lie like them. I mean, nobody lie like Mitch McConnell, who's the Grim Reaper, and the people there. But the MAGA Republican Party, them spoke more lies than anybody. They'll just come on television and them just state some blanket lies, and the television not correcting them. Television host would ask them a question and they would say something, and the television host knows a damn lie. But now I call them and say that is not true, because that is not the job of the host. It's the politician to let them talk. The blatant and outright lies being perpetrated by the Rise United and them crew and their people on social media is a continuation of that campaign. And I'm left to assume or conclude that this is a direct request from the leader himself, who want this to be the argument. He lost the elections, and him hanging on now and staying now as leader of the opposition in order to go into 2017 to 2027, 2026, early 2027, and that then would now guarantee him his pension, because you have to serve at least 9 years to be guaranteed a pension in the parliament. At least 9 years. Equivalent for them, it should be a 3-term thing, but we thought it was a 3-term thing, but the law says at least 9 years. So his 9 years is 2017, and then he will continue to get his pension in the way he left he would leave as the leader of the opposition. And yeah, you would ask why the slave master with so much slave money would want to get him pension. But yeah, man, money is all for these people. So he wants to stay and get him pension. The opposition in the current parliament and King Charles III parliament, let me just make it stated clear to all the PNP people who are watching, and all the GLP people and the people who are no P. The opposition, as it is now, all 28 of them, are irrelevant. They are irrelevant, and they are making no sense, and nobody wants to hear anything from them. And it might sound simple to you, so let me just say we can trash it out a little bit for you. 28 of them. And of the 28 of them, there is not one of them that stands out that the Jamaican people is clamoring to hear. The Jamaican people not calling to hear Julian. Them not calling to hear Paulwell. Them not clamoring to hear any of the women in there. The women in there is like bad backup singers. Can't croon. Them can't carry an alto. Them just bad backup singers. Somebody not trying to hear them. There isn't a single one of them in there that the Jamaican people wants to hear from. And that is their stark reality, why they are living out in this clownism. So here they have this circus of 28, and everybody is trying to be the bigger clown. And every day, every Tuesday, them get a chance to perform in the nation's parliament and consider that performance to be their job as opposition leader. But it's really not as opposition members. But it's not really a job. What they are auditioning for is to be top clown. What is their problem? Every problem that they bring up is about money. The money where the government get, the money we are spend, the money we are do this, the money we are come, the money we are come yet, the money we did, the money we did yet, the money we spend already. Money, 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 money. Money is their problem. They thought 4 months ago that they would be in charge of this money, and Mark and Bunty will be able to build back them businesses that they have lost so much money from, and they will be able to recover the billions of dollars that they have spent. Millions, $1.25 million. They have spent $1.25 billion to gain control of the PMP. 1.25. And they want to recover it. That's the amount of money that Mark and Bunting have spent to mash up the PMP, take control of the PMP, buy out delegates, run elections, buy people, make people stay. That's the kind of money they want to recover. That kind of money they can't recover unless they control the purse string of the country. And they don't. I don't know if they're going to recover it in this scam thing that them set up, that them raising money for the country. And I hear some people saying it's hundreds of millions, and I don't know who have it, who responsible for the money, because them set up this website raising money, and nobody knows who in control of that money. But we're going to talk about that as well. So while they are in the parliament asking 20 questions, well, 28 questions, every Tuesday is a 28 question thing. So, Minister Vaz, and the money for that. So, Prime Minister, and the money for this. So, Mr. This, and the money for that, and the money for here, so. The money, the money, the money, the money. They feel they have no obligation to represent the people that voted for them. Because the people that voted for them was largely paid to vote for them, apart from the small dyad that vote anyway. Leighton Epstein don't have to talk about the people who voted for him because he paid for their votes. So he can get up and chat crap about money. Mark will spend him time talking about anything he wants to talk about until he reach that part where he can claim him pension and him don't have to stay. Julian, I don't even know what him doing and what him talk about. They are irrelevant. They have been relegated to the dustbin of politics. There isn't a single solitary PMP that is clamoring for one of them in there. There was a small group of PMP that was clamoring to hear Lisa Anna. Them they dead out. There was a small group of PMP that was clamoring for Damian Crawford. Them they dead out. Nobody's clamoring to hear you guys. That is what is bothering you know. So you want to stay relevant. So you get up every Tuesday with 28 questions. Each person asks a question and talk about the money. Not people. Not people's lives. Not people, children who not going to school. Not the school bags and the uniforms that get wet up. Not the school when not reopen yet. Not the food and the nutrition. None of that. None of that. The money. Just the money. The money where the Prime Minister get. The money where the country get. The money where the country forget. The money we promised to the country. The money we're going to come into the country. As soon as money announced, them come to Parliament and that's what they want to talk about. And if there is nothing else that could tell us how irrelevant they are, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. They have nothing else to talk about. They have nothing else to offer the country. Them just come out of an election where they got beaten badly. They lost badly. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars. Them get 12 million US dollars from Venezuela. Angela Brown Burke and them. And them get all of that money and they lost badly. And while they gained back some seats that were traditionally PMP, they lost North Trelawney, which they will never get back. They lost Central Kingston, which as long as Lawrence will live, they will never get back. And they lost Central Manchester, which nobody can take from Rhoda. So they are in heat. They are like dogs in heat. Every Tuesday they come and they're talking about their money and their money and their money because they have nothing else to talk about. They have nothing to offer you. And when them now talk about the money, they segue and they, move on to other things like Mrs. Olness's speakership in the House. And because I didn't make any notes, so I don't have the 1, 2, 3, I am just going to be all over the place as I'm going to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if the 1, 2, 3 then, but let it go. So they move from that. When them not talk about the money while they're in the Parliament, they have a question, but they have a statement. And if them can ask a question, if them can do the statement, then get to the question and back and forth with the Speaker of the House, who is the Prime Minister's wife and Member of Parliament in her own right. I want to make something clear to all of you, the 28 of you. And I want to make something clear also to Jamaican people so you can all understand when them clamoring and making that noise and going on about the Speaker of the House. I want to make something clear tonight to all of you. One, the attack on Mrs. Holness is an attack also perpetrated by Mark Golding in the campaign. And him can't catch Kwaku, so him think him can't catch him shot. They all believe that Mrs. Wallace is the power behind Mr. Wallace. Of course she is. Stupid or what? She is the power. Not behind him, beside him. The woman is always the power. Look at Brigitte Macron and beside her husband. She's the power. Not the president, but she had the power. Yeah? As much as Trump would like you to believe that him is in charge too, he know why Melania left him. Melania pretty and look good. If Melania left him, things else fall apart from him. So she have power behind him too. Well, beside him. But we might not believe it. But she is. She is. Look around. Mrs. Oles is the power beside the man. I would better get comfortable with that because she is. Alright? So get it. So they believe that. Rightly so. And because they believe that, they want to get her to get to him. It is still a campaign strategy. Remember, they lost. Their mind can't fathom the loss. All know them can't get through the loss. So what do? They decide that they're going to continue to campaign. Let's lock this up because this thing is not going. So they continue to campaign. Them lose the election, but them still campaigning on all the issues that they were campaigning on. Mrs. Holness's speakership. Mrs. Holness got elected as a member of parliament of the great constituency of East Rural St. Andrew. A majority of the residents on the voters list chose her over the Rice candidate. And so she became a member of parliament again, re-elected again. In the House, her colleagues sought to elect a speaker and they elected her. And she offered herself and they elected her. Now let me make something clear to you, the 28 clowns and the other clowns that we are follow behind. The Speaker of the House is a powerful person. And the Speaker of the House has certain responsibilities. Power. First, the Speaker of the House is elected from the government side. Get that to the end. The Speaker of the House is not an independent member of the House. The Speaker of the House is elected from the government side. So it was in the beginning, so it is now, so shall it be in the end unless we change the law. Being selected from the government side, she's a member of the government. She's a member of the ruling party in the parliament. There is no science about that. She depends on the government side. Therefore, her only responsibility in the parliament, her only responsibility is to rule based on the law and based on the standing orders of the parliament. That's her only responsibility. She doesn't have a responsibility to be fair and balance and help out and cut man some slack. Her job and responsibility is to follow the law and the rules and the standing orders of the parliament. And yes, you might not like it, but when your side was in power, it's the same thing. It's a job of the speaker to uphold the rules, the laws, the standing order of the parliament. Whatever governs the parliament, it is her responsibility as speaker to keep it intact. So if she tell you to get up and ask a question and you want to get up and grandstand, she can lock out your damn mic and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. That's all there is to that. She can lock it off. And if you want to get up and grandstand after you say that you want to get up and ask a question, she can simply say, "No, me don't bother with you, me lock it off." Or she can about turn it off from the beginning. Those are her prerogative as a speaker. Well, you can't stop it like that. You can't stop it. So when you're talking about the speaker this and the speaker that, you can criticize the speaker on her decisions, the decisions that she make, if she skirt the standing orders that she's charged with upholding and administering and ensure that you follow. That's the only argument you have. You have no argument. It is also her prerogative to cut you some slack if she want. But because of the behavior like hooligans and pigs, pedophiles, rapists, criminals in there, the speaker is of the opinion that she not cut in the slack. And any day she does, me I come out and come war with her. She never cut in the slack. You're not decent human beings. You're not. So when you get up and start with an excitement about the speaker this and the speaker that, and she should not be the speaker because she's the wife of the prime minister, we know where that's coming from. And that's the second part of my argument I want to caution you about. Come on, people, it's Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year. This is probably my last live before Christmas. But let me make it clear to you, I will not hesitate to come out here Christmas Eve to say some things, even to continue this line of attacking the speaker for being the speaker and for upholding the rules and the standing orders of the parliament. But as the second is an extension of that. Let me cool up my face. I had a slight fever today. But let me tell you this. If you are going to personally attack the speaker on any issue, other than saying that she didn't uphold a standing order and prove that she didn't uphold a standing order, I am going to come out here and I'm going to attack Mrs. Golding. And I'm going to extend that attack to Mark Golding, 2 daughters. And I'm going to talk up things. Me not do no misinformation. Me not do no lies. Me just talk up truth and talk things. And I will repeat it day after day after day. If I have to. So uno choose. Make a choice, man. Uno either going to start behaving like people elect, you know, or even those buy them vote, and we're going there and try and do something and represent them and put on a good representation for them in the King's Parliament. You either going to do that or you're going to spend your parliamentary life, some of you, it's going to be short for some of you, and try to do some good. But if you're going to attack the speaker, Mark Golding's attack on the speaker is based primarily on the fact that she's a black woman. Him can't stand that. That not go over well with him. She has no right being a speaker of any house. She's the wife of the prime minister. Oh God, how did that happen? How we up with a prime minister like that and this black wife? Fiend problem that. Those are his issues. It griping him, galling him, eating him up. Him can't get over it. That this black woman is the speaker of the house. And how dare she? Drive her own car, have her own money, run her own business. How dare she? While his wife, blah, 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 don't make me start. I'm going to repeat it, I'm going to wind it up, I'm going to turn it up a notch or two, I'm going to repeat it again. I don't want it. If you don't want it, we can give it. I would rather have a good Christmas. I would rather Sandra have a good Christmas. Go sew some Christmas shirt for Mark and whatever it is that she does, and them daughter, them go and live them good life and all of that. I would rather that. And everybody have a good Christmas. I would really rather that. Truly. But if you keep it up, you don't look like nobody going to have a Merry Christmas. But no matter what you do, I am sure I'm going to have a Merry Christmas. Come and love Christmas. And all when we never have nothing. When we never have nothing. And my mother come in from the day's work and she bring home some pretty something from the people them there and she go, and we decorate the ackee tree and paint it with whitewash and paint the zinc fence with whitewash and get the blue paint where everybody used to paint by them house, because that seems to have been the only color paint that exists them time there, and paint. Yeah? I was sing Christmas carols, because it was the radio blast with Christmas carols, and we are singing along. So we always have a Merry Christmas, whether it be a poor Christmas or a medium or a rich Christmas, we always have a Merry Christmas, because it's Christmas. Jesus was born, the Savior came, God sent His Son. It's a great day. But if you don't want to, mock up the Christmas. Put a little, dent into Christmas. I'd rather you don't. I really would rather you don't do that, I could plead with them and tell them, don't do that, man. Make we all have a good Christmas. But I want to continue to go after Mrs. Holness and question her legitimacy as Speaker of the House, and make Jamaican people feel like, for some strange reason, is her husband name her Speaker of the House, or the JLP say we want her to be the Speaker of the House. There are 63 members of the House. Somebody's presented as somebody who's interested in the Speaker, and then vote. The government of the majority, the one them vote for the Speaker. The opposition don't normally participate in that. Some does. The last time Paul and them voted for Mrs. Holness and supported Mrs. Holness' speakership. Everybody have lost their balls now. Them balls are soft, not small now. Nobody have any balls now. Julian no have none, Paul will not have none. Nobody have no balls. Everybody pants front flat. Nobody have the balls. None. So everybody are going where Massa go with. And if Massa's idea is that we're going to tear down Mrs. Holness before being Speaker of the House, then Una Massa in for a rough Christmas. I can't even begin to tell you how rough that Christmas is going to be. If you know, how the trouble is done. Yes, let's pause and say happy birthday to the Resistance Secretary, Jamaica 411, Michelle Stern. Happy birthday, Michelle, my darling. I don't know what I'd do without you. Still considering firing your ass though, because you always slow on things. But having a good birthday. Alright. So we're gonna do that. So it's up to Uno clowns, the 28 of you, in the Parliament, performing 28 questions in the Parliament every Tuesday. Uno come with a long list of 28 questions. Now I would like to advise you, not really give you advice about, because I'm not take advice, but I know that what I say to you is true, and it will happen. If I say it will happen, it will. That we're going to burn out. And the Jamaican people is just going to sit down and watch, burning out, phasing out, frizzling out, when nobody wants to hear anything from any of you over there. Not one of you. Don't inspire nobody. On the name, don't on the main name, on the name or the voice, don't give anybody any, don't twinge anybody, don't make anybody want to clamor for you. People used to clamor for Portia, and at least there's an intellectual part of the country who used to clamor to hear from Peter Phillips. Let him speak. So I mean, nobody clamoring to hear any of you. Nobody wants to hear anything from you. It's just a bunch of clowns. Dr. Dawes, maybe I should have segued into this part of it, because I was going to talk about the 28 of them over there trying to find a leader to take control of the party at some point. And maybe we'll just segue into that. Here's Dr. Dawes, who was preparing to be Minister of Health, was never preparing to be Member of Parliament for South East St. Catherine. But the people, the PMP, dieted them in a South East St. Catherine. They were died, and them go vote for him, and they give him the money for pay for it, and him pay for it, and him got him elected, election, and him get elected, and that is it. And him is now spokesperson for health, not Minister of Health. But I'd like to remind you that he never intended to be spokesperson for health, nor Member of Parliament. His intention was to be Minister of Health. He would shine up him car and sort out him office thing, and all of them was preparing to be Minister of this and Minister of that. Never happened. Dr. Dawes have developed a relation, he has developed a thing where every time he opens his mouth, it's criticism about something and beating down something. Now here is this promising doctor who many moons ago, when his name was ever mentioned before it became political, people would say, yeah man, Dr. Alfred Dawes. Dr. Alfred Dawes. You couldn't just say Alfred Dawes. Oh, Dr. Alfred Dawes. And you could mention his name and people would say, yeah, good guy. Jamaica do well service on them, man. But power have a way of doing things to people. And him have to work for Film Supper, and so he has morphed into something different. I never knew him, so I can't even begin to figure that maybe he was a different person. Then I don't know, I never know him. But what you see now, you have to assume that what you get, that's what you would have gotten no matter what. The man is the most pessimistic person I've ever met in politics. He has never opened his mouth and said something positive about something that's going to happen. It's always about something bad going to happen. And this is not good. You know, and I don't know how to coin it except to say that the great Dr. Alfred Dawes, who used to be an inspiration to so many, has now become a laughing stock. 28 of them in there, in the parliament. 28 of them. Dr. Dawes, prominent doctor, well known internationally. Julian Robinson, who was part of the Young Turks and the bringing in some young people. But under his watch as General Secretary of the PNP, not many people, he never recruited one new person to the PNP. Under Julian Robinson as General Secretary, more people got turned away from the PNP than any other time. But it's not only him alone. You know, all of them have this thing where them don't want new people come in, which is why them left with this bunch, you know. Them can't recruit. While Mr. Olis was recruiting Andrew Wheatley and Nestor Morgan and Pernell Charles Jr. and Delano, Siv Wright, them are lock out people. The PNP have always been that little clique of people that lock out other people. How did the bunting them get to open up and invite him doors and promise him a seat and turn him into a damn clown? A man with a promising career get turned into a clown because he was promised power. Nobody could get into the PNP. I can't even begin to name some names. I will not name the people name who wanted to be a part of the PNP but was shut out. Every time they make a move, I say, what would I like John, Julian or somebody will tell them, what would I see to wear? The space and everything not near. They never knew how to recruit people, how to bring in good people into the party. They never knew. So that's how they end up with this bunch. Julian Robinson, Raymond Price, Basil Waite, Damian Crawford. That was the first, and Kern Spencer. Those are the first set of young Turks that everybody was talking about. Yeah, man, the future of the party. And then bam, Portia made a cardinal mistake and get all of them power. Arnold, the Brown, who of them, just give them power and bam, one go to all of them crash. All of them crash. One go, all of them crash. And that left the vacuum with the old guard still standing, because the old guard decide who them are support and who them not support. So there was some who's backing Damian. There was never anybody backing Raymond. There was some who was backing Basil Waite. And the whole thing just crashed. So all the young Turks them burn out. Burn out. Do you know why most of them got burnt out? Because they were not independent people. They never come in with as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, as people who make a money. They come in and look money, or they come in and look status and money, except for Julian, but he was never ever going to make it because he has no courage. And courage is required in politics, and he has no courage. And I mean that literally, man, have no courage. Not even courage to stand up and say, I don't agree with that, and you shouldn't say that. Yeah? So the whole of them burn out. Because apart from the fact that them come empty-handed with only chat and good looks and whatever it is, them can't cut it. Them couldn't cut it. So them end up burn out. Then there is all the other rest of them. Jesus have mercy. Of the 28 of them in there, they are now looking for a leader. And maybe this is why Lisa and she a saunter around and truck bed dropping off house for Damian Crawford looking sexy. For Leighton Epstein looking sexy. Of the 28 of them in there, I don't wonder why the Jamaican people have that look pound. 28 of them in there. And of the 28, them putting forward the worst of them to see if him can go out, go sell himself to the Jamaican people to become leader. The worst of them. Leighton Epstein. That's him never prop up for train, take him out of the mud, put us Louboutins pan him and Some them can find some Jimmy Troop on him and get Mark to do him here. Not Mark Golin, the great guy in Hollywood that can do here. 28 of them. And it's him them putting forward. The worst among them. The most tainted among them. The one with the most bad public perception. That's the one they're putting out to the Jamaican people. And we wonder why them come to Parliament and choose talking about money. And Mrs. Holness and Mr. Holness. We wonder? 28 of them, and that's the worst one. They're putting forward. Now tell me, people, look at it, you are reasonable. All of you want to share the life. But all of you are reasonable people. Tell me honestly. If you, the 28 of them and then put out the worst out there, isn't it reasonable to assume that they're irrelevant in the scheme of things? You know, nobody that talk about it. You know, the PMP people say, yeah man, it look like a Dayton. Yeah man, a Dayton. What you call him, Karen? Me not remember the name we call him last week. Epstein. Yeah, it look like a him never put out. It look like a him. You know, nobody has said that. You know, you're not excitement out there, but a him never put forward. But then again, you know, you're not excitement for any of them. Not one of them. And just to say that if Lisa Hanna believes that she have a path back in and that any of them would step aside and give her that reign, I would like to let her know that her time has passed. That passed. That time can't be recaptured. That time will not come back. Not come back at all. So, there you go. So, 28 of them, and they're putting out the worst. And then be a parliament and do 28 questions every Tuesday. And trying to unravel the Prime Minister and the leader of the House. I tell you, this thing is all over the place, so we're going to do that. Now, I hear what Buju had to say. And the way I view Buju and the rest of the entertainers in this country, I view all of them the same way. I have one view of every single one of them. And that is they are unpatriotic and them ungrateful. All of them. Now, I don't know what's going on with Buju or what's going on with any of them. But I know, pardon me, that they have no love for this country outside of what the country can do for them. And all of them believe that is their fame and their talent that put Jamaica on the map. And I would like to let them understand that it's Jamaica that gave them that fame, not in them give Jamaica fame. Jamaica gave them fame. Jamaica would have been great without them, no matter what them think. Buju, Beanie Man, Vibes Cartel, Usain Bolt, all of them. The next one him will complain about Jamaica who the same with one. Him could have go left when me the next one. Him could have go our next country, go become citizen of the next country and make more money and a quarrel with Jamaica. The next athlete him. All of them have this ungrateful trait about them and say these things and take political stance against the government because them are more PNP than they are more Jamaican. And all of them better be careful because we live in a world where everything is fluid. Everything. Nothing goes unnoticed. And as soon as one person start notice that a sound not behave and start spread the word and the word get for soon for what it is. All I know. I don't know if Shaggy is a part of it. I don't think Sean Paul is a part of it. But me I talk about the little cruff them. The cruff them like Buju. Them me I talk about. Who believe that Jamaica owe them something. And we don't owe them nothing. Everything that they have, we gave it to them. But them have this thing in their head. Said they make we great. And I'd like to tell them tonight, that is not how it works, boss. And we make Uno great. This little rock here, sir, this little piece of experiment that we are going with for the last 63 years, this, yes, sir, it make Uno great. Uno do not yet to be great or to add any greatness. We had Peter Tosh, we had Bonnie Wheeler, we had artists, we have dancers, yeah? We have all kind of people. We have had them. We have had Merlin Hattie, Theos Bob Marley. Everybody got their fame from being Jamaican, not for anything else. I don't know if any of you could survive in the world singing all the singing, were you not Jamaican? I don't know. Honestly, I don't think you could. Because it is that association, no matter how good you are in penning the good lyrics, it is this association with Jamaica that gives you your platform, that gives you your status. But the whole I want to make a money, make a little name, and start behave like some king. I remember when they caught, was it Timothy McVeigh? I don't remember one of them. That killer of people. I think in Oklahoma City bombing. I don't remember who it was. It was Timothy McVeigh, why then? And I remember when they caught him and he went to court. And the court appointed him a lawyer. I remember them calling George W. Bush, the media, and asked him what him think about, them catching. And Bush in his own style said that he should be glad that he lives in America. I know what Bush meant. He should be glad that he lives in America to have committed such an atrocity and still have rights. Still have where the state provide for him a lawyer, which the state have to pay. I mean, so Bush was saying that after all that went to him, should have glad he live in America, or should have glad when he's Jamaican, because he couldn't survive anywhere else. Or he couldn't make it anywhere else. Go to Africa, he wouldn't make it there. And I saw for Powell, if you did give up your Jamaican citizenship and go America go run, you'd have make up money, but you would be nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just like all the other black athletes who never get an education and do something other than what it is that they did on the basketball court or on the football field, whatever it is that they did, which is why people like Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jordan still exist and still big, not because they played basketball, not because the Bulls run the place back then, not because Shaq was one of the biggest guy in basketball, but because they got an education and now running successful businesses. Otherwise, they would have vanished into the dustbin of history, like men of history, like many other black athletes who were good when they were playing, whatever it is they were playing. But after that, just nothing. Calabari was going to pick up that game. So, as a policy, that's too late. Give up your citizenship and go and do some shit somewhere else. So, Buju, why don't you move? Go live somewhere else. Try moving to America and see how that works for a bit. Although I hear that them, get back your visa. How about that? Maybe it's your behavior. Maybe some people need to start run a campaign for where you don't get back on the US visa and don't get forgotten. Maybe we need to make Mr. Trump know so they don't get a bad mouth in the country. Maybe we need to tell Mr. Trump something about bad mouth the country and a bad mouth the Prime Minister because Mr. Trump like the Prime Minister. I don't know Mr. Trump work. And it's ungrateful to the people. That's all I can say about you. A Bush is a liar and he need to trim. But don't trim. Because most Rasta man appear rotted lie. and create all kind of mischief for no particular good reason. And unpatriotic. Don't think that you know this country anything. Don't think that the country owns something. You know? And there you go. Who is Don? What Donna do? Donna throw out the power life and go on with things? Make she talk what she talk, just cut her back. Yeah, Buju need to clean him teeth. Now, Matalan is still at it. Remember to like the live and share it. Go ahead, share it. Matalan is also still at it. Putting out headlines like they were here from Favour and Favour no speak yet. Minister of Finance. Minister of Finance busy. She busy being Minister of Finance. Money coming into the country. Whole heap of money coming into the country to help the people. The Chinese just landed there. Big hospital ship just dock. Big hospital ship just dock. Whole heap of doctor and CT scan, all kind of things that go on. When I tell you that the world not only showed up for Jamaica but will continue to show up, I want you to believe me and watch it. Because every country that does something once will be doing other things twice and 3 times and 4 times. Because the world wants to be a part of this. And they're going to help reconstruct Jamaica. I hear some people complain about the hotels and how devastated some of those hotels are. And some of those responsibilities must fall on the government and the ministers who have responsibility for issuing those hotel building licenses and all of them kind of things. And the various parish councils that pass those building plans and that doing the checks and balances with those hotels, particularly those foreign built hotels that are not built to sustain high winds from in a tropical country. People must be safe in a hotel, just like a school and a hospital. The monitoring of these hotels in the reconstruction effort, the ministers and the parish councils need to pay attention to those hotels that we will be reconstructing and rebuilding and fixing up and putting in measures that will provide the hotel with a level of safety for our guests, because Jamaica is losing out right now because of how many the hotels have closed down. 195 miles when tear down some hotel and hotel lockdown. On a just build, and a hotel was built 50 years ago. On a just build modern hotels that should not only have modern amenities but modern structures that can sustain winds and can take on the onslaught of a damn blasted category 7 hotel hurricane. And I'm going to pay attention to this part, that standards are in place and building standards are followed by all of these whole hotels that the government must monitor their building. Monitor it. Yeah, we're not running no social society, but we have parish councils, we have building standards, we have environmental standards, and those things must be maintained and strengthened in the reconstruction process. Let me tell you, man, Hurricane Melissa, yeah, rough, mash up some places, but we could also look at it and see that maybe Hurricane Melissa is a blessing in disguise. Maybe it's time for reconstruction, time for rebuilding, time for start again in some areas. This is one of those, the hotel industry. So maybe, yeah, could do that. And Matalan, could jump off on one gully. And if you don't feel like jump off in a gully, Matalan, let me invite you, Mr. Matalan, to go down a Collie Smith Drive. Go down Collie Smith Drive, Matalan. You don't know who Andrew Holness is. You don't have a clue. So while Mark I run around and I talk about call Mr. All is crook and thief and money and money and money and money. Mr. All is going to have consequence, going to fix Cali Smith Drive. And some old for PMP man do video. Big up the boss, 1 p.m. Park Cali Smith Drive in a jungle. Clap, me just do that clap, man. The 1 p.m. went down to Massa constituency while him in a parliament and read out 28 questions. And a quarrel about money where him now get to spend. Money when the put on, money when the control over. But him want control. 1 p.m. Put on them clocks and go to a tourist ball in town. And fix Cali Smith Drive. Who don't know where's Cali Smith Drive? Who don't know who was Cali Smith? 1 p.m. went into Massa constituency where Omar Geem told his pal in constituency and fixed Cali Smith Drive, and the PNP man them and Cali Smith Drive video up it and viral it and big it up the 1 p.m. and go out with pure things. Next thing you know, we're going to have a reopening of Cali Smith Drive at 1 p.m. going to hang out and drink. And Massa can't come because if him hears at 1 p.m. down there drink with the youth them for Cali Smith Drive, him never turn up. Never. Cali Smith Drive pretty like money. We can't go line up on the road while you tell me, Mama, come down man, you can't line up on the road. One, some of them girls on Cali Smith Drive say, Karen, come the man, bring one pillow. We can line up on Cali Smith Drive. Mercy. That is how you lick down, man. We'll walk around and call up your name and a chat crap about you. Don't say nothing to him. Let's go to that constituency, go fix on that biggest drive in that constituency. And then make him see it, and then some man big it up and video it and say, Jano, get the boss him Joe. Yeah, man. At 1 p.m. that, you know what, vote that now, come out to Cali Smith Drive for whoever the next JLP candidate is. Once 1 p.m. is the leader of the JLP and continue to be PM. You see the 4th term and load from Cali Smith Drive. The 4th term and load straight from Cali Smith Drive. What are you going to do about that, Massa? What are you going to do about that? The 4th term and load straight off of Cali Smith Drive. You damn ass. You knucklehead. You fool. You damn son of a slave holder. Walk around and beat up the slave them, son. The boy from down 57 Cumberland Road. You have beat him up and now him own Cali Smith Drive. Cause him not take nothing for 1 p.m. just at Cali Smith Drive. The man they come drink a liquor, we don't know. They come a proper walk in a Cali Smith Drive. They could drink. It can't burn him no more. I mean, it must burn him. It must burn him. That 1 p.m. fix Cali Smith Drive. They could go down there. But whoever go down there, go have to open the Cali Smith Drive and drink rum and dance and sing some old slave songs. 1 p.m. fix Cali Smith Drive. And I can't even begin to tell you how man feel about that. Jano. Yeah, man. I tell you, mama. Yeah, man. The boss, man. No, I'm not telling you, I'm a PNP, mama. You know say me a PNP, right? Me know where you're there right now still. But we are PNP, but I tell you this. A big move this. Bad move this. I go on good, man. The boss go on good, man. So which boss? 1 p.m. Cali Smith, man, I mean, 1 p.m. No can imagine that. And that if I worry about you, damn fool. You worry about Mrs. Holness speakership. Make your people continue. But Mrs. Holness speakership. I want to find out what God knows. I want to find out what got pumpkin belly. Well, I want to find out how that work is, but well, we'll never find out if we don't continue. As I'm going to make on Christmas miserable. I mean now I will listen to there no holds bar. I now hold back. I go and peer things if we don't continue. And you can't, so you never get fair warning. 1 p.m. fix Cali Smith Drive. You nasty piece of white trash. You need to go back to wherever it is you come from. Yeah, man, you set up a big. Let's set up big up for the 1 p.m. Send out the big up then, man. Send out the big up. 1 p.m. fix Malik. 1 p.m. fix Cali Smith Drive. And don't believe that while that was a government thing, don't believe for 1 minute that was the pleasurable task for the 1 p.m. That I could go to Cali Smith, man. Man, you want to fix Cali? Yeah, I could go fix Cali Smith. 1 p.m. we go fix Cali Smith Drive. Absolutely, fix Cali Smith Drive. And then you hear Cali Smith Drive, another man, you say, fuck you. Boof! In a master face. Boof. Cali Smith Drive. Them guys don't bring me pillow and come and lie down. I'm on Cali Smith Drive. I tell them I'm afraid to come down there. So carry over there, but can't trouble. Go lie down on Cali Smith Drive. Oh my God. There was a time when I'm going to go Cali Smith Drive, go hang out. 1 p.m. You must know God working. Don't appear that after September 3rd, you have taken into consideration just how God has, the word, I shouldn't use this word, but I'm going to use it, how God has manipulated the whole thing to make them look like idiots. Because they're over there asleep with the devil. Sleeping with the devil, hanging out with him. And God used Andrew Holness and step him up and put him high. No matter where I'm going in the world, even if the leader them tall, him look taller than them. It's a big deal. You don't understand. When you don't understand them things are important, you know. God have used Andrew Holness. God continues to use him. That's the thing that I stay with, you know. And I'm staying with it until God stop using him. But right now, God has used Andrew Holness. And because God has used Andrew Holness, me with that. Because God said, Karen, Cecilia, this is where I'm at, this is where you're going to be. And I said, yes, Lord, use me. Send me, Lord. Use me, Lord. Let me be there, Lord. I promise you, Lord, I will not cower. I promise God that I will not cower. I promise God that I will not fail. I will not fall. I will not lack courage. I promise the Lord. I said, Lord, there are days when I might wake up and don't feel like going on. It's up to you. And the Lord said, courage you shall have, my daughter. Courage you shall have. The 1 p.m. is being led by the hand of God. God said him to fix Cali Smith Drive. Oh, God help. God sent the 1 p.m. I said, fix Cali Smith Drive. Man, and upon Janu, Cali Smith Drive. Look at man. Boy, you're the real boss, you know. You're the real boss, man. Yeah, man. 1 p.m. Andrew Holness that, man. I'm the real big man, you know. I'm the real. Boy, master, if I were you, I would go back to Cali Smith Drive. If I were you, I would not go back to Cali Smith Drive. But, I don't know. You really don't have no shame, so I don't know, you might actually go down the man. Go down Cali Smith Drive, master. Go and go, you know, lie down on the road or something. You spent 5 years, 5 years every day beating down the Son of God. Beating him down. You, the Jewish man, beating down the Son of Jesus Christ. And after him beat you badly on September 3rd, beat you into oblivion, make you drop down at PMP headquarters, make you walk around and talk foolishness, make you look like you lost every day, him just turn the screw a little tighter and go fix Cali Smith Drive. Go fix Cali Smith Drive. Boy, master, if there was ever a lick down, I hit that. We talk about massive lick down, I hit that. If there ever was a lick down, I hit that, man. You get licked down, man. Flat. Embarrassing for you. It must be embarrassing for you. That after 5 years, beating up Jesus' son. Yeah? I'm just saying, I'm going to fix a road for Market G, you know. Go fix Collins Smith Drive. I will fix Collins Smith Drive. The world. You know? Let's move on, because I could spend all night on Collins Smith Drive. We organize a trip going on. What if you organize a trip going on Collins Smith Drive? I've been wandering, and I wandered along with some friends. And not some friends and some people I know. Really two of them are friends, but the other I just know people I know. I came to a conclusion that when you look at the kind of help that Jamaica is getting, you have nothing else, there's not to conclude except that some of the help that we are getting, there are worse places than Jamaica that could use somebody's help. And when you hear me out, don't quarrel with me. There are places around the world, in Africa, 80, and other places, that could use this Chinese hospital or could use other things. Other places all the world that is showing up for Jamaica. And so I conclude that all the focus from the international community in Jamaica is simply respect. That's all it is. Plain and simple. Respect. The respect for Jamaica. We want Jamaica. Oh, we now get left out. Nobody wants to get left out of helping Jamaica. Nobody, everybody wants to show up for Jamaica. Some people want to show up 2 times and 3 times and 4 times. That didn't happen by chance. I said it to you in the last slide. That's not a chance happen. That is years of building relationship. And that was led by Kamina and Audrey and Ed and Orius Chang and Desmond McKenzie and Babsy Grange and a host of other people led by 1 p.m. That was built. Whatever it is that PJ built and Portia built and Bruce built and Peter Phillips have him own touch to it. All of that is building relationships. Relationships that were not only strengthened by this current team, but enhanced. Got bigger. It's respect. That's the only conclusion one can come to. I mean, we have had a Category 5 hurricane, yeah? And some parts of the country were devastated, yeah? There are places in this world that don't have a Category 5 hurricane, but actually have been going through Category 10 hurricane for many, many moons and don't get this kind of respect. It doesn't come easy. The world likes stability and the world likes peace. The world like that. They see that. They see stability. They see stable leadership. They see the A team and they see the B team and the C team, and they know that for many moons this country will be all right. And they want their name on that list. They want their name on that list. Don't happen overnight. And so, we have a lot to be grateful for and a lot to be thankful for as a country. And we should never forget that. You know? While we do that, there's a thing in this country. This morning I was talking to a gentleman, white Jamaican, but we buck up often at a particular place. If I call him name, you know that I'm not calling him name. And we're talking about, he was telling me that the Canadians have sent down their auditing team to order for a bank of Nova Scotia. He said it's a thief in this bank in the country. BNS is a thief in this bank in the country. But the conversation segued into talking about how not only banks treat their employees, but how other businesses treat their employees. And he mentioned Sandals, Butch Stewart, and now Adam Stewart, where workers work on contract and they were never allowed to be unionized. Now, I am very anti-union, very, very anti-union. I don't believe in the contract thing. I think people should have coverage in their jobs, and big businesses should do that as well. In places like PriceMart, pardon me, this thing bothering me still. In places like PriceMart, you have your favorite cashier. And if you want to give your favorite cashier a tip, you can't give it to her in her hand. Can't. You put it in her pocket. The system in Jamaica, run by some slave lineage people. Yeah, the whole of them come from some slave lineage. Not Butch Stewart. Not talking about Butch Stewart lineage. I don't see anything of that sort. But, pardon me, there is a practice in this country by a group of people who run businesses, how them treat black people in a particular way. And it goes under the radar. It happens under the radar because nobody don't want to deal with it, but they treat black people a particular kind of way. One of those companies is, I can stop on my window and look over him. It's Tankwell, led by the Big Nels. The ones them who bet so Mark waste their money. Cuss off Angela them how them waste their money and vex all the strategy where them employ or use. What the strategy that they use, how it failed. And how Angela them was trying hard to impress upon them that the strategy work, and the man them saw the strategy for work. Current class destroy, you know. Strategy never work. And them say, well, it would have worked if it wasn't for she. Please believe me when I tell you, I don't know where them get that argument from. That have nothing to do with me. Because them can't blame God, so them blame me. But some them man they're Tankwell. Bex about their money. Bex bad. Not them alone Bex, but I hope people Bex, but them. We don't understand this. When you say this, try the strategy never work, and then Angela them sit in front and tell them, but the strategy worked. How it work? How they lose? Well, Tankwell is one of them companies that don't provide benefits for workers. Them work on contracts, and each year them renew the contracts. Of course, there have been incidences at Tankwell where man dead, iron dropped down on man. Them take the responsibility of burying them and all the rest of it. But nothing for their families. No NIS, no NHT, not at all for the families to get as a contract work. And Tankwell, with successive governments, mostly PNP government, have enjoyed one-upmanship where they alone control a particular part of our industry, construction industry, the steel industry. Them alone. And anybody that comes along to come get a piece of that pie, them cut them down, particularly if them black. Particularly if them that black. And I learned from the newspaper that Systems, Norman Hahn's company, is suing Tankwell. That after they went to some judicial board, I think to do with business, can't remember the name of the place, and they ruled that Arc System has a case to bring against Tankwell for unfair practices, business practices where they want to crush Arc Systems for them to have monopoly and control of the steel industry. And successive governments have granted them those. Omar Davis was the one who granted them these unlimited licenses. Where's them alone running steel and nobody else can get in. And when ARC and maybe other places try to make deal with them, they reneged on the deals. They want full control or they want major control. 70-30, 60-40 in their favor. And so I understand now that Norman Hahn suing them rats, and I want them Norman Hahn to sue them. And if Norman Hahn need anybody for go around a tanker with a placard, let me know. I'll go around there with a placard. I will go right around there to stand up and call out Bruce and Chris Bignell for them unfair practices and what they do in trying to stifling a black man business. Because this country and successive governments, this government included, have given them these licenses and these controls over these industries, and them feel like nobody else should come in, nobody else should benefit, nobody else should be big, nobody else should make money, them alone for control it. But now, Norman Hahn suing them. Oh, Norman Hahn, I don't mind me talk about it, but when I saw it, I thought to myself, I'm going to talk about this. And the reason why I chose to talk about it is because there was a time when the community could go over Tankwell and we could go around the back and look at some damaged doors and get it for a price. I could get a metal back door that have a little dent on it for like $4,000 or $5,000. You could get some damaged ply, you could get some damaged 2x4. But no, the Bakramas at Tankwell them, who come from slave ancestors, they do. Them now decide that they don't have those damaged goods to sell the community. Community have to buy at regular price. Because they have found ways for their damaged goods to be used to make money. So they sell the damaged goods them like the doors and the lumbers and the rest of the thing to the hotels that were built. Which is why Hurricane Melissa licked them down. That's why Melissa licked down the hotel them. They will build good, they will build for damaged goods. So Tankwell used to sell the community damaged goods. We can't get nothing wrong with to buy. So if you can buy a metal door, you might as well go active traders go buy it. Or Phil's, maybe. Phil's about film things them so cashiering sometimes. But nothing. The community could have go around there. You could have go up to the lumber yard and look for the man in charge of the lumber yard and tell him, say, yeah, look for 2 before we damage. Him tell us that not there again. You see them, you know? Them dead. Damaged, chip, broke, all them. And him now tell you what them use them. Him just set that available again. Company use them now. But on further investigations, I found out that what Bruce Bignell and Chris Bignell does is sell the damaged goods to the hotels. So on Jewsland and Samakan and Balcom Drive and Waterhouse and Dust and Woola Seawa Drive to know that the reason why you can't get the damaged goods to buy again is because they sell them to the hotels. The new hotels that were built up. So the community can't get none. And that is why when I read this, I thought I wouldn't bring it up. I'm going to be watching this case. And if Norman I need some people with some placard out for the courthouse, you let us know, Norman. Because you know, we love make knives and bring down brimstone and fire upon them. Yeah? And that is what is going on. So Tankwell gets sued. Tankwell gets sued. Now, in the last life, I told you that a couple of days before Melissa struck, Mark Golding took his family and he left the country. The leader of the opposition took his family and he left the country days before Melissa landed. But Leighton Epstein called him on the phone and cry and quarrel and beg and plead. And then come back the day before the hurricane. Left his family and him alone come back. Now for you, the PNB people, what do you think about that? I ask the regular PNP people them across the place. And them saying they were there. I said no, the day before they come back. Lord Karen. Actually, I tell you, they were there. He took his family because he thought Melissa was going to land in Kingston and no one there. Just like how Leighton Epstein was in Kingston too. Wasn't with his family in St. Anne, wasn't with his constituency. He was in Kingston. The leader of the opposition took his family and they went away. And Leighton Epstein ball and tell him come back, him alone can't manage. Him can't leave him alone night. And he came back the day before. And have the gall for run in a helicopter and demanding all kinds of things. And I come talk about what we want to know. Soon as the government has something happen, I want to know this and I want to know that and we want to know that and I want to know that and where is this? You're irrelevant, Mark Golding. Nobody wants to hear anything from you. Which person, who you hear in the country rile up and say, oh, Mark said it's a man. Who? Not a soul. Not even your people, them not even a brother now. Them dying for you, go on with your business, but them don't say about the pension thing. As for Leighton Epstein, him, is him alone and he and heels. And that dirty one named Vaz. That carry pussy feelings for Julian Chang. I won't alone have to go fix Westmoreland. And throw a kind of blame for the Prime Minister and call and Angela should fear a dirty teeth to come talk about government not being fair. Fear? Fear? Which one gonna live? Government not being fair? Partisan? Where do it, Mr. Maduro, $12 million, Angela? Where do it? Mr. Maduro, 12 million US. What did you do with it? Wanna buy some votes and you pocket the rest? We're talking about fear. Wanna buy the votes in Westmoreland and Westmoreland have to face the consequences. Now the Prime Minister have to do what you have to do, you know. The government has to do what they have to do, you know. But as politicians out here, we me, I'm not a divisive person, you know, by nature, you know. But me, Westmoreland to depend them own. We want to know. We tell you know. We tell you know, don't do it. Don't take the man them money and go vote for them. But we did. We have to elections have consequences. So they could have ram. You must suffer down there. I leave the children into the hands of God. God will look after his children. I know he will. And some old children, they are Kingston from Westmoreland. Some don't have Portmore. What children, they leave Westmoreland and come up. Thank God. But uno voters out there, trust me. Uno belly said I come from. Because if she don't know nobody, she know Leighton Epstein. And she know some things when her husband decide to kill her. She say no. So him Melissa I look for. Him Melissa I look for. Melissa said, oh, down the same day. I down the way I go. So sorry for pass through St. Elizabeth. Oh, that was the bad thing neither. You must suffer. You must know and understand that elections have consequences. You must know and understand that you must make good choices for your families and your communities and your damn country. Make good choices. You have a responsibility to do so. And can't somebody tell you, we warn against dirty vase. We warn against the pedophile, Mr. Epstein, who run where left, north, west, center, and because he couldn't continue in shenanigans down here, and run come out because of the poor and dunce and stupid. So, we don't face the consequences of that. That's how it works. We don't face the consequences. And the children will be alright. But you don't suffer, man. You must suffer. And Westmoreland people will still cock up on themselves and put in them school. I hear that they're not coming out one by one. I hear that they're not coming out. Can't they put them school? Go on the last year and go look for yourself and go deal with anything. And stop hanging out and put them school. But you're going to suffer, Westmoreland. Westmoreland is a backward parish. Always has been. Yes, me I was supplementary pound. You don't love white people down there. You don't love backroomers and slavery. We know that. It's part of the history. And that's why this idiot was able to fool, and give the money and for the vote. And who not even for fix up that? Because we not get some help. All of them get $10 million. Ask them about that now. The $10 million must have all this give them. All the ears, if I walk around with video, him look like Pinocchio, and just each time him talk, him nose get longer. I'm so look a bit of whinge, look handicapped. I walk around do video and chatting crap like him checks that is representing people. But that is what we buy. That is what they bought you because you have no sense and him can't go around and do that and you can't send up to him because he buy the vote. You don't have no argument. You don't have no argument to get what him want. Him spend millions upon millions upon millions and pay for the vote. Yeah. So yeah, they looking like them look whingy, full of loops, man. I walk around with video. I take video and I do crap. Him can because that is what you get. That is what you collect money for. You know. Collect it for representation. I don't want representation, no one. You don't want clownism. You don't want a show. A clown show. You don't want them to go to parliament and say, Madam Speaker, I want to speak. Did you look on my mic? Damn well I did. Madam Speaker, did you shut on my mic? It was never on. That is what you get. Because that is what they paid for. To go to parliament. Go quarrel about mic turning off and mic turning on. Go quarrel about the speaker upholding the rules and the laws of the parliament. Go quarrel about the prime minister and money. Every damn Jews of them come with a money problem because they can't get the money to thief it. So that every day they come with money issue. And look at it now, all over now. Down in Westmoreland and all across the country. Westmoreland in particular. Among the 28, them looking for a leader. And like you, Westmoreland, they chose the worst. They might put out the worst among them. Only God knows. Listen, God is not a God to play with, And all I love to talk about in the Bible, I'm sure to read more Bible than me. Me read the Bible in a historical sense. The whole I want to delve in it so they can get first quote scripture. You want to quote scripture. I would recommend you to read a book by Bill O'Reilly called Killing Jesus. It's a historical collection of Jesus' death. History. Not Bible, not religion. History. And God, in this very Bible, have destroyed so many cities, so many places got destroyed. in this Bible. That only look at Westmoreland is nothing to face the wrath of God because of what we did. And all out we are jump up in that church. Maybe the church get blowing out or packed down, somebody can't go to church. What about the Jamaica Council of Church? Anybody see them? Anybody see Jamaica Council of Church? Them pitch a tent now Westmoreland because Westmoreland need a Jamaica Council of Churches big tent. Now them need God to live down there now. Then if God won't go down there, but we can invite him. Where is the Jamaica Council of Churches? Anybody see them down upon the road? Come on, people. Don't tell me so to see the Jamaica Council of Churches. Where are they? Them with a fast up in the government business that talk about Dennis Strong not qualified for him job. Where are they now? Because they talk about things where them not understand. Clearly them not understand God neither. And them have Jamaica Council of Churches. Oh, we jump all right like that. So you go. We'll jump in everything because, as I said, we never make 1, 2, 3, 4 notes. The Jamaica Council of Churches. Where are they? Have they done a prayer meeting yet in any of these parishes? Have they pitched a tent? Have they sent in missionaries from Kingston and other places whenever get damaged to go pray? A prayer meeting and a big crusade in our spot where mash up and invite God to show mercy on his people. Have they done anything? Anybody see the Jamaica Council of Churches? The ones that would have rubbed their mouth about Dennis Strong appointment. Anybody see them? I don't hear pin drop about them. But if anybody see them, tell me, let me know. I'd love to know if I see them. Now, one final matter, and I'm done because it's working up. Paul Christopher Burke. Give a ear here. I know you have some people, I will tell you. Now, Paul Burke is the person that recruited me into politics. He recruited me into the PMP Came to my yard here, so I asked my mother if I can come to some meeting. And my mother said yes. My mother didn't know him and know him father. My mother decided to so make me go and hang out with him. Join the YO and all the rest of him. Now, Paul Burke have managed to keep himself relevant in the politics by manipulating groups of people and manipulating the constitution of the PMP, which PJ gave him control of at one point, and him decided that him not take it back. Him just keep it. Portia and them make him keep it. And yeah, the only relevance Paul Burke has ever had in the politics is him get up at conference and quote the Constitution and quarrel and force the chairman of the conference to adhere to the Constitution. Back when him had Bobby Pickersgill and him back foot. Every time them try something at the conference, him get up and him quote the Constitution and go out with all kind of things. And that is his relevance. There was a time when Paul Burke could call some people and say, I want you to do this and this, and I want you to go over there so, and get this done and get that done. Can't do it again. Him not have them power there again. Can't command nobody to do wrong. Never ever. Not again. Not that. Years them have that. Decades them do have that. Now I mean a WhatsApp group him have with some whole heap of old PMP people and others. And this group exists for a couple of years now. And occasionally, somebody out of the group will send something to somebody and somebody would somehow I'd get it. Occasionally. Now I mean that group talking about, him not want about that group talk about Karen Cross. And encouraging people not to listen to me. Now the thing about that is, him listen. But him don't want to listen because him think him have a higher standard of understanding of what I'm saying than you. No count you. I mean, he want to control your mind. So him don't want you listen to me. But him listen. But you must listen. Now I'd like to say to all on in that group, right now, and I want you to hear me clearly. The only purpose any of you serve in that group is to make Paul Burke feel relevant, is to make him feel important. And I guarantee you, I promise you, that he is not important in the scheme of things. Him can do anything he want. Him can talk to anybody he want because he have a whole host of family who are JLP. James Robertson and his cousin. So him can take a phone and call him cousin. And something might related to government, him have him ganja thing going. And it's fine and everything. Him have all things going for him. Nothing now go for uno unless you have your own independent thing. Him now engage you in any group for uno to get piece of the pie. That is not how it work with him. For him, the pie is his. You not get none. Him just want to keep you there so him can feel important. That's why you remember that group. So some of you are independent, financially and otherwise. And because you don't have nothing else to do, I want to love to enough upon yourself, I don't want to be a part of the thing, I want to stay in groups with Paul Burke and have Zoom meeting to make yourself feel important and by extension, make him feel important. But I promise you that whatever he's doing in that group, there's no benefit for you. You are there to help him accomplish whatever it is that him want to accomplish. Trust me on that. We have been there and done that. The only thing is, we could use we. Because we figure out ways and means to make our own outside of him, even though the situation created by him. But he don't care about nobody but himself. And only don't know how to do that. Be independent. So when you have groups, and I call up my name, and I'm telling them to listen to me, I know to listen. You listen because you know that most of what I said makes sense. You listen because you want to get a better perspective of the kind of party that you know inner and the people them will lead it that you know back up. And many of you know that these are not good people. But you want to be a part of something. I get it. I get it. You don't want to be out there. You don't want to say, yeah, you know, I'm in a group with Paul Burke. Oh yeah, that's a big thing for you. Maybe. But the only purpose you all serve in that group, minus a couple of you, is to help him remain relevant. I remember during the PJ years, PJ used to find things to put him in charge of to keep him out of government business. Things like was string up the sound at the meetings, them and in charge of local things. like that. Paul Burke has no interest in growing the PMP or growing you and your family. His only interest is to keep you where you are, to make him feel relevant and good about himself. And when him call a meeting, you all go. It's a great meeting, Comrade Burke. Yeah, man. And Comrade Burke said that, and Comrade Burke said that. It's not for you. It's never, ever, ever for you. It was never. It was always about him and for him. And the reason why I don't want you to listen to me, because I don't want you to hear these things. I don't want you to hear that a couple of days before Melissa, the leader, left the country with his family. Ask him about that. Left the country with his family. Because Melissa come. And no one Melissa come blow him away. No one there for that. Now leave the body. And run come back and one right up and down in a helicopter like him in charge or something. The reason, no one you listen to me, but him will listen. Him listen, man. Him now miss one. I know why you listen. Paul Burke only loves Paul Burke and his wife. Two of them, and we love each other. I remember, and this is not talking out secrets. This is a common thing everybody know. When Angela was running back for vice president, when Lisa and I threw her hat in the ring, we went to a comrade out in the east to ask for his support with them 7 delegates. We got the 7 delegates eventually, we never get in. Because I just go over his head and go talk to the delegates. But I show him disrespect, but I show him respect by speaking to him first. We ask him to support Angela. And him boil it down and him narrate down for me. And him say, him can't support Angela. Because Angela is all about Angela. And I listen to him because I know him, as him say it, me know it's true, we recognize it, we know it's true. But we don't mind, because whatever me I do, me I get paid. Me clear that the PMP, you know, that the PMP, whatever a candidate want me to do something for them, we sit down and discuss the money. Sorry. The only reason why I operate that way is because I know that should they be successful, nobody can get them. Me not, you don't owe me nothing. Should you be successful in being whatever it is that you're running for, you don't owe me nothing. You hire me for a job, you're going to pay me. Me never have to call you, you do have to call me. You can't just lose my phone number afterwards. That is why, because that's how it is in the People's National Party. And we learn that from early. So if somebody I run, they have vice presidential race and everybody decide on a candidate say, Karen, I would like your support. All right, we could discuss that now, that work. What exactly you want from me and what it will cost you. Me have certain skills. Very few people in this politics have my skills. And I'm being very, and I'm not boasting, but I am. Because these are skills that God bless me with. God bless me with these skills. I could say that Mr. Dunn could have lost by 33 votes if some PMP people never vote for him that I convinced to vote for him. I could say that. Not many people have that skill. Not many people can do that. And so, when a candidate said to me, Karen, I want to talk to you about something. And we're going to discuss something. All right? What is it you say now? Ray, we're going to run. But you tell you, negotiations. Negotiations. I tell you what that will cost you. I will move on from there. And I do an excellent job. You will not regret it. So people always want me to work for their campaign. Because I can sell a candidate. And I can convince people to vote the way I want them to vote. And I know that that is true in politics. In the movie, Michael Douglas, Annette Bening, I think Michael J. Fox was in it too, and Charlie Sheen, and yeah, the American president. And Annette Bening played a lobbyist who fell in love with the president. And she had him a quarrel. And she cussed him off. And she tell him about Ray blah blah and politics, and him go on with him Ray blah blah politics, and him come talk about the American people don't give a damn about that. And Annette Bening say, on election day, the American people will give a damn about what I tell them to give a damn about. That's me. So, that's how the politics work. And when you say to a candidate, what this you gonna do? So I went to this comrade and I said to him, boy, we here for Angela, want you support Angela. He said, no, I'm not supporting Angela. Karen, we like you. Yeah, you're a friend. I'm not support Angela. And he put it out clear. And he said, watch me. This is a cake. See the cake here? How do you feel that there's this cake and one person come and cut off half of the cake and go with it? Then the person come back and take one little piece of the side and go with it. Then the person come back and take a next little piece round here so and go with it. And the person takes several pieces till all that is left of the cake is one little morsel of the cake. Him said, that is Angela. Take everything. Then I said to him, I get it, but no man, him say you don't get it yet, man. And him going in the car. And him check out the PMP conference book. The conference book of that year. And him show me him redline everything that him showing me. That show you how hard he has thought about it and how much it means to him that he went through it and redline it. And him say, look at this. Every committee in the party Angela sits on it. And him show me every one of them. Every committee in the party, Vice President Angela Bromberg sits on them. And him said to me, you want to tell me, say, there isn't one person in Angela Bromberg's orbit that she can recommend to sit on one of these committee? It was a very jarring conversation. Of course, we're in a campaign mode, so we listen to him, we register it, and we're gone. Get 70, get 70 away, go over him head. But it's a conversation that never left my mind, because it prompted me to go get my own copy of the conference book and actually go through it. And then I go through how many meetings she attended of all of these. Most of them narrowed down to 1 or 0, except for the couple important ones. I promise you, all of you in that group, that beating up on me, and beat up all you want. That is not my issue. That's not my issue. Paul Burke will not share anything with you. And if Mark Golding was ever elected Prime Minister of this country, the whole land would still sit down. What is it that you're going to get out of all that group meetings? And it would have been 0. Nothing. Nothing. So I'm going to sit down there. Only there to prop him up, to make him feel important. And I wouldn't have to say this if he never fuck with me, but that's it. Karen Cross is carrying out her vendetta, and she's getting paid as an attack dog for Mr. Oldest. Now, dogs are great animals. I love dogs. But if I'm that attack dog for Mr. Oldest, I'll do it for free. Free. As soon as I come, I could have done. Free. It would have to be for free, because if I'm being paid to be an attack dog for anybody, then that gives you the right to tell me what to say and how I must say it, and scold me and tell me now do what you want me to do, because I'm not that attack dog that get paid. It has to be free. So Mr. Oldest, my MP, enjoying this free service from me, because next thing I know, he go pay me and start telling people what to tell me, and then I go tell everybody some bad word and go on bad and cuss off the whole of them. So that pay thing not gonna work. So yeah, I will accept the attack dog status. Job. That's not a job. All right, I'll take it. I am Mr. Oldest's attack dog. But you have one thing wrong, it's free. I could not be effective if it is not free. And I suspect I am very effective. So it have to stay free. So don't consider to pay me, Mr. Oldest. Make them come. I'll be here for them. The order they come is the order they will fall. And that is for free. So, yeah, stay in a little group, Burke, and Bon Bad Lamp for me. You are confident, and you should be, that as much as I talk about all kind of things, I will never break any confidence. But I'm saying that none of you in that group is important in the scheme of things, and there's nothing that will benefit you. Nothing. How many are you interested in ganja export and all of that? Paul Burke help anyone yet with the ganja export? What to the man in Westmoreland where Ian Hills tell them some foolishness and then for put them on it? And they want to get help with that yet? We're not going to get that. That never come. So, there, with that. And I believe that's the end of the... yeah, that's it. I don't think anything else on this ad hoc, disorganized, chaotic thing. I think we'll cover everything on it. Yeah, we did, including Collie Smith Drive. Pretty like money. When I get a pillar, I'm gonna lie down. Carly Smith Drive. Yeah, Carly Smith Drive is the thing for tonight. Yeah, we can talk about Carly Smith Drive again another time. So, if there is no other business, somebody move for the adjournment. I like that. But it's great to talk to you. Chances are, very strongly, that this may very well be the last live for the year. So, hey, Wetty, my crew. Wetty, where are you? You have a Tivoli crew for me, no? So, Boxing Day, December 26th, there will be a labor right invasion of Jews land because Wetty and our crew from Tivoli will be here at 50 Wilmot, where we will be having drinks and good conversations and a little fun. So, Wetty, you and your crew on Boxing Day, we'll have a good time. So if there's nothing else, is there? Let me look at some of the comments. See if anybody have anything to say. No, I can't run it alive. I've already spent a day and a half in the kitchen and don't reach nowhere. Well, certainly not where I want to reach. And I mean, the kitchen paid from September, I pull up. Now the hardest part of it is putting it back together. It's hard. I'm going to run out everybody. And nobody not cook from yesterday. All them can do is put on a kettle. So it's misery here. But them have facilities can cook. But the kitchen is going to take me a little while. No, I'm not doing no more live. No rum cake? Nah, man. We're bake, man. Wetty and our crew. Tivoli over there, man. And we have cake, man. Of course, we're baking, man. Wetty and our crew are going to come and we're going to have a good time. And the PMP crew, them in Jerusalem ready. Them, I don't ever made them a PMP anymore, but them looking forward to Wetty and our crew. I will look forward for it too. I think it's going to be a watershed moment. It's going to be a day of, it's going to be historical. And it's going to be good. And and listen, I don't know if you can come, anybody who want to come to talk to Wetty, because it's Wetty party. You don't have to talk to Wetty, a Wetty party. That man, Wetty you come. How did I find the speaker of the house today? Lord have mercy, I can't imagine Mr. Warmington, you know. I need to call Mr. Warmington. I need to speak to him. You know. I can't imagine Mr. Warmington at all. But Mr. Warmington is, you know, most of the time, yeah. The speaker of the house, she doing her job. And anybody in the 20 yet not like it, them know if you do. Them can just get up and walk out. Them have shoes, not enough comfortable shoes. Them can just walk when the speaker do her job. And as I said, them come out for the speaker, me I go after Master wife and him two picnic. Not Benjamin. Benjamin is a good guy, Mark's son. But the two girls them and their mother, Santa not doing nothing, but because of Massa, any of them mess with the speaker, we go after him. So there. That is said and that is done. Anything else? We're going to cut it out. None of them can come. We're going to bring people together, man. We are talking about, man. This is the highest form of politics. Is being able to drink and eat and have conversations with people with diverse views and colors. And I am good at that. So we are going to have a nice day on Boxing Day at entertaining Wetty and our crew here at 50 Wilmot. And it's going to be a watershed moment because after that, Wetty and our crew will host a Jerusalem crew in Tivoli. Wow! All right then. What I want to, we're not having too much fun if we go on a damn bed. Yes, it will be a Wetty party. Are you coming there, right? All right then. All right then. Me not think what you have the issue with you coming. Oh, me forget a tripod and set up while I work. No, my darling. While I am working in the kitchen, I listen to, well, Christmas carols mostly now, but I listen to music while I work. I couldn't talk to you while I work. I am focused on work. Alright? But if we don't talk again before Christmas, please be good. Be good to somebody. And I'll get a chance to wish you a Merry Christmas. I don't want to do it yet. But if we don't get to talk again, we will talk again soon. Don't worry. God is good. And God is great. Let us continue to pray for our Prime Minister. Let us continue to pray for Jamaica and pray for our children. All right. Thank you all so very much for joining me. It's a pleasure having you. It's my pleasure to be here, even though I'm not feeling so hot still. And God bless you all. Stay safe, everybody, please. And do keep the children safe. Good night, everyone. Connect to the live unboxing there? Maybe. Good night. Come on, alive. There.